All right, this is my plumbing box here, and we've got some box of O-rings that you got to have for parts, and you got to have these cap thread gaskets to go on when you're rebuilding shower faucets and all that. And this is a nice little set here of these are inside a pipe wrench, so you can go inside. It's mostly you break off the shower arms and stuff like that, and they get rusted in there. And so this little set takes those pipes off. There's a little something to keep you a flame retardant. And I put in a lot of water lines used to, so it paid for me to go in and buy this bigger PVC cutter, so I didn't have to hacksaw it or whatever, and it pays if you do it. This is a rigid plastic nut basin wrench, so you can get up in there and turn those what holds the faucet on. The first thing you do is you put those plastic nuts on, and sometimes you can't get them off, but this takes it off. Rigid, I recommend it. Here's another one. Here's another rigid. They made a different model. It does the same thing. This one takes actually the nuts off. This will take the plastic or the metal rings off, and it'll also take off sometimes the hook up the plumbing hoses. It's just a PVC saw to cut it. This is a spanner wrench. And this is a heavy-duty faucet handle puller. Sometimes you just can't pull them off, and so you have to put this faucet handle puller on there. And if you don't have it, it takes you hours, and you're just stuck. And these are the get under there with basin wrenches and all that stuff. Got a couple of those. Another PVC cutter here, smaller stuff. And tube bender here. Don't do much copper anymore. The copper cutter, copper used to, everything was that way. And these are the seat wrenches, so you got to have different sizes. So you buy those things. And this is another nut cracker. Sometimes you can't get those plastic nuts off, and this will get in there with a ratchet and supposedly, work. Bust that. I'm always buying something like that. These are, stem pullers. You got to have this for bathtubs and stems and all that, and it's just really handy. And they're inexpensive. You got to have that to work on your showers and stuff. And this is a basin strainer wrench you got to have working on your sinks. This is a big old try to get those on your sinks, those nuts, something to tighten them up with and loosen them with. And this is a drain key. get those drains out with. Unlock those bathroom drains. And this cuts those plastic pipes when you're trying to put all that underneath the sink, all your drains and stuff. This gets in there and cuts them. And then you get all kinds of cleaner things here. This is when you want to cut that 4-inch, 3-inch pipe that comes out of the drain, and you need to cut it. It's an inside pipe cutter, so you can just take your drill and cut that off. Closet flanges and everything coming out of the ground comes in real handy. All kinds of brushes here for copper and stuff. This is something new too. I'm anxious to use this. I watch old Steve Lavamore if you want to learn to do some plumbing and stuff, and he's got all kinds of stuff, and he had this, and I didn't know they made it. You use a socket and you can get up there and undo those things, and it takes the place. Instead of these long wrenches here, this is just the easier way. This is more inside cutter. This takes off those stops. Let's see. Takes off the washers off of those stops, where sometimes they're stuck on there and you want to get those washers off. And of course you got to have these little ones for tight spaces. Man. Yeah. I think this is for those mowing faucets. You have to take those mowing faucets out with. They take a special key. I haven't worked on those in a long time. This here, plug wrench, and they come in handy to hold things. And then this is you want to know what seat number you need. You buy one of these and you just plug in. I have a whole box of seats somewhere around there, faucet seats, and then you just plug it in. Then you can go, like say I carry a whole box with me. I don't have to go to the store. And this, you stick down the drain. You don't have to take anything apart. And you can get this at Home Depot. It's really neat, and sometimes those bathroom sinks stoppers get stopped up and won't go down. We'll just stick this down it, and it goes down pretty far, and I recommended it. My wife has one and I have one. I'm too lazy to do it. She does it. This is put those drain things in. But when you start doing a project, you just end up getting all this stuff, and of course I was using it, you know. Again, I get most of them to hire plumbers, but I did my own plumbing for myself as far as I could, and you just start collecting it. You don't have to buy it all the same day, whatever your project is. Well, professionals know what that stuff is. A lot of them. Sometimes you see something a professional will see and say, I don't have that. I need to get one of those though. If it's in this box, it usually works. nothing worse than having to go to a job and not have the right stuff. It irritates me anyway. I don't know about y'all. I ain't gonna get all this back in there, I'll bet you any money. Getting pretty close here. Of course, you got screwdrivers and stuff, but that all goes in another box. But I'm gonna need another. This plumbing box is so heavy. I'm gonna need another one. I have no doubt that I'm gonna have to. I can't lift this thing anymore. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Well, we've got this. I picked this up. It was fairly cheap, and then I fixed it up and thought I would use it for stuff. It's a bandsaw, a tabletop bandsaw, Delta, and I'm probably going to sell it. I have a big 14-inch, but I thought this would be something to cut floors with, wood floors with, and take it on the job. And but I don't know, it's just taking up room, and I could use that room for something else. And I put a new blade on it, so I might just sell it. I don't know. All right, let me make another video here.